You know, we often think the easiest path is the best one, but what if it's actually the hardest? Today on The Explainer, we're going to dig into this really powerful parable that totally flips our ideas about freedom and what it really means to carry a burden. So this whole explainer dives into a classic story that asks that very question. It's one of those tales that really makes you rethink what you know about ease and hardship, and it suggests that, maybe the heaviest burdens are the ones you can't even see. All right, let's get right into it.
Okay, so our story kicks off with a scene you've probably heard before. We've got two soldiers. They're on this long trek to a city far away. But of course, they come to a fork in the road. And this one choice, well, it's going to change everything for them.
Right at this crossroads, this wise man shows up. And he's not there to tell him what to do. Not at all. He just lays out the options, makes the consequences of each path crystal clear.
And wow, what a choice it is. Look at this. The road on the right, that's the disciplined one. You got to follow orders, you've got this heavy kit bag and rifle to lug around. But the road on the left, that looks like total freedom, right? No rules, no authority, no baggage at all. And get this, both roads are the exact same distance. So the choice seems like a no-brainer, doesn't it? But, here's the catch. The guide tells them about the odds. He says, look, take that disciplined road on the right, and there's a 90% chance of success, a high profit. But take that so-called free road on the left, there's a 90% chance you're going to end up with a major loss. I mean, the stakes are just incredibly high and incredibly clear. So, after hearing all that, the two soldiers have to make their choice. And as you can probably guess, they don't choose the same path. This decision sends them on two wildly different journeys.
So the first soldier, the fortunate one, he goes for the right road. Yeah, he accepts the military order. He picks up the heavy kit bag and rifle. But here's the thing. By taking on that physical burden, he actually frees himself. He doesn't feel like he owes anyone anything. He's not afraid of anyone. And he gets to his destination with this easy heart and clear conscience. And in the end, he gets a huge reward.
Now, the other soldier, the luckless one, he takes what looks like the easy route. He goes left. No gear, no rules. But that freedom, it's a total illusion. He spends a whole trip begging, constantly afraid, feeling indebted to everyone he meets. His spirit is just crushed by all this fear, and when he finally gets there, he's punished for being a deserter. What a terrible outcome.
So obviously, this isn't just a story about two guys on a road trip, right? This is an allegory. It's got layers. Let's start peeling them back and see what this whole thing is really about.
First up, the road itself. Well, the text says that's the road of life. It represents the journey every single one of us is on, from the spiritual world, through our time here, through the grave, and into whatever comes next.
And the two soldiers, that's us, that's humanity. One soldier stands for those who choose to submit to a divine law, a higher purpose. The other one, he represents those who just follow their own whims and desires.
And what about that kit bag and rifle? The heavy stuff. The story says that symbolizes the duties of faith, things like worship and a reverence for God. From the outside, it can definitely look like a huge, heavy burden to carry around your whole life.
And all of this brings us to the real core of the parable, this amazing paradox about what a burden really is.
This quote from the text just nails it. There is an apparent burden in worship, but there is an ease and lightness in its meaning that defies description. So yeah, worship might look heavy on the outside, but on the inside, in its meaning, there's this incredible lightness and relief. This chart really breaks it down perfectly. The burden of worship. It looks like carrying that heavy kit bag and rifle. But what does it actually feel like? Confidence, courage, freedom from fear. Now look at the other side. The path of vice looks so light, no baggage. But the true feeling? Oh, it's a crushing weight of debt, fear, and constant anxiety.
The text draws a direct line here. It says the source of real courage is belief in God. It's what strengthens you against anything life throws at you. And cowardice? Well, that comes from misguidance, from not having that solid foundation to stand on.
And to drive this home, there's this great little story. You've got this famous philosopher, supposedly so enlightened, right? But when he sees a comet, he's shaking with fear. Meanwhile, a person of faith looks at the same comet and just sees wonder, a beautiful marvel of creation. No fear at all. What a difference. All right, so we've seen these two very different paths. Where does it all lead? What's the final takeaway here for our own lives, for our own final destination?
Well, the final message is pretty powerful.
It says that happiness, both in the hereafter and right here in this world, comes from worship and from being like that first soldier. It's not just about some future reward. It's about finding happiness and security right now.
And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? The parable shows us the choice isn't between having a burden and being free. It's about which burden you choose to carry. Is it the one on your back that actually lightens your soul, or is it the invisible one on your soul that crushes you with fear? The story leaves us with that one final question: which one is truly lighter?